Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we have the buildable teams for the treasure map against Kuro and Django to super evolve Mihawk. And as mentioned in today's video, we are looking at buildable teams that don't use the treasure map boosters and don't even use that many of the 10th anniversary characters or some of the characters from the later batches. Stuff like Moe Perona, Dofi Sugar, Lilith, Bonnie, going all the way back to those batches. We're not including those particular characters, and hopefully the characters that you do see in today's video, you guys will be able to build out for the new world. Now, New World has become a little bit gimmicky and it's become very challenging, so don't stress if you have to go into Grand Line, because if you have to, you have to. The idea is just to sort of get your hands on these characters to help you out with the boosted meta. But we are including a lot of the boosted characters from the free-to-play drops, stuff like Blackbeard, Yamato, Mihawk himself, those types of characters in today's video. So hopefully it helps you guys out. And if it doesn't, shop around the community. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys are looking for replacements. And while you're down there, don't forget to belt the like button, hit the subscribe button if you guys are new as well. So there is a new buff to treasure map boosters that give you extra drops if you do have them. So if you guys did some summons and picked up a treasure map booster, be very happy because it's going to give you a lot more drops. However, I wouldn't recommend summoning because the 10th anniversary characters are still live. Like I said, I have tried to not include as many as possible, but I did include Ace and Roger. We'll talk about replacements there, but let's start it off with Mr. 4 and Miss Merry Christmas. The recommended characters are the 5+ Luffy, the free-to-play character from the Blitz, and the free-to-play Nami and Sanji. On Battle 1, all characters get the good stuff. On Battle 3, you get Special Binder on your left-hand column, Stunned on your right, Normal attacks only, 6 turns of attack down, 2 turns of increased damage taken, and 99 turns of full immunity. Basically, if you have this 5+ Luffy, you put him on the right-hand side. If you have him limit broken, you're going to have the ability to bypass stun, and then with his special, he can actually just bypass the attack down and the stun as well. You don't have to really worry about the special bind when it comes to that, because really the stun is the only thing and the attack down is basically the only stuff you have to worry about. On top of that, he's going to give you an attack and orb boost to your int and your dex characters. So you just build out the rest of the team with int and dex, and you're pretty much good to go. I'm using Nami Karina as my captain here. You can use Nami and Sanji, like if you want another free-to-play character that gets around stun. If you don't have this Luffy, you can definitely use Nami and Sanji, but then you don't have the access to Nami Karina. Shanks, literally just a point booster. Rayleigh, literally just a point booster. I just want to include free-to-play options. And then we have the double wave clearing strat from Vista as our limit broken rare recruit. You don't have to use wave clearing strategies, but I would recommend it if you guys are doing more than sort of like 50-ish runs. Moving on to the next fight, we come up against Perona. Perona gives cooldowns and good stuff to Powerhouse, Shooters, and Cerebral, I believe. Fighter, Cerebral, Powerhouse. Lucci 6+, and the free-to-play treasure map Izu are the root boosted characters. Perona has a Psi typing, and then goes down to a quick typing. So you kind of want to build out int and dex teams for damage, but don't stress if you can't. 3 turns of slot bind on your top row. All slots get turned to block. 99 turns of normal attacks only. There is 7 turns of burn, 7 turns of defense up, and intimidation for a slot boost, and 99 turns of full immunity. So as you can see, we are utilizing, what's his name? Lucci as our captain. I just brought Cracker as a block orb manipulator. He's just going to rotate block orbs. Lucci basically covers everything that you need for this particular stage. The only thing he doesn't do is burn. But honestly, like, the burn's not that big of an issue. Unless it's like the super burn, which I'm not sure if it is. But you guys can just sort of like hit through it anyway. I did include Yamato, the 5-star Yamato. She can remove some burn. However, unless you have like a second one limit broken with double special activation, she's only going to remove 4 turns. I guess you can bring Izo if you want to, like that's not going to be a problem. But basically the way I've built out the team just sort of looks like this. Carrot Wanda, they're going to be your attack booster for the team. Lucci is going to root the defense up, and then Zoro is just there for wave clearing shenanigans. Moving on to the next fight now, we come up against Sugar, and Sugar is an int character where Sanji and Zeph are the boosted characters, but obviously we're not using Sanji and Zeph. Strength, Quick, and Side characters get all the good stuff. There is 80% HP cut on entry of Battle 3, 9 turns of bind on your left-hand column. All orbs get turned into unfavorable slots. There's 3 turns of hunger, I believe, as well as 7 turns of threshold. There's also, 6 turns of threshold, 1 turn of hunger, and then a 2-turn recovery or barrier. There's also an intimidation. If you use a color affinity boost, it gets reduced by 1 turn. On defeat as well, there's 100,000 damage. So you're probably reading this going, well, damn, Gear 5 6-star Luffy is amazing. He's just so good for this. You can obviously run 2 of them. One for the revive. You can use the other one to bypass the defensive effects. You don't have to worry about the barriers. You don't have to worry about the threshold. You don't have to worry about the bind. It's just an exceptional unit for this. You will have to get around hunger though, so just bring a character that has level 1 hunger. I am using Bond Clay on this particular team. I have Sanji, Chopper, and Brook. Brook's the wave clearer. Double special activation works nicely. And you're basically just going to be able to bypass your way to the final stage. Sanji is an attack booster if you'd like to do it that way. You can use him turn 2 for an orb booster, but look, Luffy's going to be an orb booster too. And then Chopper is literally just here because he's a Chopper. He's free to play Chopper. I just included him there. Team works fine as long as you have Gear 5. You are just going to be absolutely fine. Moving on to Page 1 and Ulti now. Page 1 and Ulti are a quick character, and the recommended characters are Zoro, Karina, and Mihawk himself. Quick Dex and in-character to get all the good stuff. He starts as a Dex unit and then ends as a quick unit. It's very annoying they're doing this like a lot, but look, it is what it is. Crewmates get 2 turns of special reverse, normal attacks only, 6 turns of damage reduction, full immunity, 9 turns of despair, which you go down to 6 after sockets, and intimidation by 2 turns if you use any attack boosting special, and then 11 turns of paralysis. This is a lot of paralysis, man. On type effect boost, there will be an interrupt where you lose all your beneficial effects. So, team that I put together looks like this. We're basically utilizing this 5+ Limit Break expanded level Limit Break 5 free to play Luffy. This guy as a captain is actually really good because if you run 2 of them, you're going to get around 6 turns of despair, which will basically cover that, and also 6 turns of paralysis. So that'll bring the paralysis down to 5 turns. You still have to deal with 5 turns, but like, hell, like, this guy works great. He's not getting cooldowns. It is what it is. He's literally just here because he is a Rainbow Captain booster. Obviously, he boosts Psy characters a little bit more, but basically, he's a Rainbow Captain, so that works nicely. The next character I brought that unfortunately isn't boosted is 6+ Rayleigh. Utilizing Rayleigh allows you to bypass defensive mechanics, so that way you can just go through the damage reduction. Plus, he removes the rest of the paralysis. He does 7 turns paralysis. He also rotates orbs. He does all that fun stuff. And then literally just with the Rayleigh special, like, we're pretty much good to go. We're using Nami as a wave clearer. We're using Izo as a wave clearer. Like, you can replace him with anyone you want if you don't want to use wave clearing shenanigans. If you need to use Izo on the other team, just move him across, bring another wave clearer. Like, that'll work fine. And then I have Crocodile here just because he's cerebral. Like, it's literally, that's literally the only reason Crocodile's here is because he's cerebral. Remember, only cerebral characters and fighter characters will bypass that damage reduction. So you just need to make sure you bring cerebrals or fighters. That'll work too. Moving on to the final boss now. This is where I have included Roger on our teams. Against Kuro and Django, obviously they want you to use Usopp, the Usopp Pirates, and Kaya. I believe it's Kaya. And then you've got Blackbeard 5+, and then you got Yamato 5+ as recommended characters as well. Shooters, Free Spirit, Powers characters get all the good stuff. On stage 2, there's 3 tons of Slot Bind, 6 tons of Burn, normal attacks only, and an Intimidation if you use an attack or boost. It'll get reduced by 1 turn. There's also 2 turns of damage nullification, which is so fucking annoying, man. Full recovery and retreat on kill. On the final stage, you get a full board of block and unfavorable orbs. It's kind of random. Normal attacks only, 10 turns of threshold, 6 turns of damage reduction, 99 turns of full immunity, a damage limiter of only allowing you to use 70% of the enemy's HP, and then Special Bind on the left-hand column. If you use a base attack boost, you'll lose your beneficial effects, and after 1 turn, the enemy gives you 3 turns of Special Reverse and puts up 6 turns of Resilience. A lot of very, very annoying stuff. So, obviously, we are bringing the recommended characters. We are bringing the free-to-play Yamato from the co-op, and we are bringing Blackbeard. Both of them work very, very nicely, and the reason they work so nice is because we can use both of them on turn 2. Yamato can have double special activation, so make sure you're not a spoon like myself and you actually limit break expand her if you have the materials. If you don't, she's only going to remove 3 turns of burn. Kind of annoying. The big upside to Yamato, she gets around the slot bind. That's kind of the why we really want her. She does some other shit too, but like no one really cares because this unit kind of arse. But the big upside to her is that she can get around the slot bind. That's why we really want her. Now remember, on the final stage, you are going to get special binded on your left-hand side. So, we are using Roger as our captain. Roger as a captain can bypass special bind. It works incredibly well, so that way you literally just don't have to worry about it, and then Roger's just going to be all your damage on the final stage. He's just going to be your attack booster, orb booster, color affinity booster. It just works way too nicely. That way you can use the super class of Usopp on the previous, on turn 2, If you have it, I actually don't think you have it. Now that I'm looking at the team, you definitely don't have it. You can utilize the Usopp special on the final stage to bypass the after one turn mechanic. Because remember, there is a damage limiter. However, on turn 2, there is damage nullification. Now, what you guys can do on this particular stage is you can actually delay the enemy, plus you can remove 1 turn of damage null with Blackbeard. Blackbeard removes 1 turn, and then he also delays, which is really, really nice. So that way you can just sort of bypass the 2 turns. Unfortunately, you're going to do no damage on the first turn, and it kind of is what it is. What you can do, though, is you can use Ace. If you want to, you can use Ace to bypass 2 turns of damage nullification. If you guys don't have Ace, obviously you can do the Blackbeard trick that I just spoke about, or you could save Ace to the final stage later on, and he rotates those block orbs. He's going to give you an orb buff, do all that fun stuff for you there as well. And then he also has the support of Cornelio, I think the character's name is, because he removes 3 turns of Threshold on the final stage. Yeah, Cornelia and Katatsu. It's kind of like there. If you guys don't have Roger, you can use Nami and Carrot. It's another good treasure map character for special blinds. Look, Roger's just going to work a lot nicer, but you do have other options if you guys are missing these particular characters. Basically, all you have to do is search by special blind, chuck on Nami, Carrot. They're going to be your highest booster, and they're going to bypass the special blind for you. Remember that you just swap with them, and then you're pretty much good to go. The downside, if you guys don't have Ace, you're going to want to try and find a way to bring more threshold removal, because Usopp on the final stage is actually going to remove that. He also delays through full immunity, so then that way you can bypass the 70% damage limiter, and then you won't have to worry about the after 1 turn shenanigans sort of thing. After 1 turn doesn't trigger because the enemy hasn't gone past 1 turn, I believe. So I believe the delay will actually stop that, which is actually pretty nice. As far as I'm aware, that's basically how it works. You are going to get special blind on the left-hand side, so you, like I said, you do need to deal with that. And then there's 6 turns of damage reduction too, which this particular Mihawk takes care of. So Mihawk's going to take care of the 6 turns of damage reduction. He also does an orb boost. He does resistance down for slashes and stuff like that. But look, the real reason he's here is he literally just removes the damage reduction for us. So very, very good characters for the final stage. But like I said, if you guys don't have Ace, you can bring another character that removes Threshold. And if you don't have Roger, you just got to bring like Carrot and Nami for a special blind. Moving on to the final fight against Mihawk himself. Once again, they wanted to use the treasure map badge, but then they also included Zoro and Sanji here. Very cheeky of them to just slap the 2 debut legends for the end of the month on this particular fight as well. Strength, Dex, and Psych characters get all the good stuff. On the final stage, your left-hand column gets 3 turns of special reverse on battle 2. You get a full board of block slot, 6 turns of burn, 99 turns of full immunity, 6 turns of threshold, and 99 turns of normal attacks only. After defeat, the enemy runs away and comes back as an int and quick unit. Super annoying, but look, it is what it is. Your right-hand column gets 6 turns of special reverse. You get a full board of paralysis orbs. Again, super annoying. Normal attacks only. 5 turns of a 1.1 times attack and orb boost. 3 turns of a dex orb barrier. 99 turns of full immunity. And then your left-hand column gets 6 turns of bind after sockets. There's an interrupt. If you remove the barrier, you take 100,000 damage. And then you also get like a whole bunch of attack down if you use any orb, basically. If you use literally any orb at all, it just absolutely cucks you. Or actually, no, I believe it's something like recovery tandem and all that stuff. So, team we put together looks like this. And obviously, if you don't have Ace, look, you're in for a rough time. I'm not even going to lie to you. Like, if you don't have Ace, it's going to be rough. Because Ace can bypass special reverse. Obviously, on turn 2, you get 3 turns of special reverse. Obviously, on the final stage, you get 6 turns of special reverse. And it's very, very annoying. The order does say the special reverse goes before the despair, I believe. Because you get... Oh, no, you get binded. Your left-hand column gets binded. So Ace is going to be fine. To get around the bind, we have the Cornelia support, Rayleigh's support, and Lafitte's support. We have 7 turns of bind removal there. It all works out really, really nicely. We're going to use Luffy on turn 2 to bypass that at low attack and orb boost. He can give us an attack and orb and then it's 2 turns, so he carried into the final stage. That's going to work really, really nicely. And then Ace can remove the paralysis, so he rotates the paralysis orbs. We have Usopp to get around the threshold. Very, very nice unit for that. Yamato, she's here as a 1.35 times booster. That's basically all she's doing, if I'm completely honest. And then finally, we have Mihawk as our orb booster, so then Ace can become a conditional boost. Unfortunately, well, Yamato gets around the burn, so you can definitely use her for that. We're using Usopp for the threshold on stage 2. And then on the final stage, Ace is going to give us a full board of Dex Orbs. We're using Luffy to bypass the attack and slot effects. And we're using supports to get around the blind. So Blackbeard, Mihawk, both those characters here, they're just here as point boosters. If you guys don't have Ace as a captain, you're really going to want to find a way to bring another Straw Hat on the team. So that way you get access to the super class of Usopp. That way he'll give himself 10 turns of cooldown. Luffy's already triggering 1, but he'll give himself 10 turns of cooldown, and that way you can bypass the 6 turns of special reverse on your left-hand column. It's going to be a bit annoying to deal with on the right-hand column, but look, it is what it is. You're just going to have to bring some cooldown reducers to get around that. But the intrusion doesn't seem too challenging. It's definitely that final boss that's going to give people a lot of headaches. But that's going to wrap up the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to go down there, belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Hit the bell notification because I will be putting out a playthrough video with these particular teams for you guys. So that way you can get an idea how they run, how they rock, how they roll. Best of luck in Treasure Map. Like I said, if you enjoyed the video, belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.